Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. We're making another video about Star Trek Strange New Worlds and the new trailer, and I'm making so many videos. I think I'm going to have to start increasing it to like 5 a day, because I have all these videos left over. Because I just keep talking about stuff that I find interesting, and then it's like, well, I can't post that many videos. I'll save that for a day when it's really quiet and I've got nothing to talk about. And I've got like 200 videos. Seriously, I've got 200 videos I haven't put up yet. So I'm going to have to start increasing that. But okay, so Trelane appears to be in the trailer. Now I missed this somehow. I just didn't catch it. There was a picture of this guy who kind of looks like Trelane. He's wearing like a different color jacket. It's not exactly like he was dressed in the episode of Star Trek that he was in. And apparently he's making a gesture like he's going to do the Q snap of the fingers. And I'm like, what? Okay, the whole point with the Star Trek films, to start off with the JJ films, having a different timeline, well, so they could do different things and not tread on Star Trek's history or anything, and they had their own universe or their own timeline to play with. Now, I thought the idea of the new shows was they wanted to get away from this stupid Star Trek show they thought was really silly and lame, and they want to do their own stories because they were better at telling stories and everything. So I thought that was the idea. So why do they keep returning to Star Trek things and Star Trek stories and Star Trek characters that were established in the original series of the movies of Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Enterprise, all those other shows? Why do they keep doing that? Because all it does is make it harder for them, because they have to get around canon and get around leaving the character where it was when it appeared in the TV show, and not ruining things and not having things that don't make sense. Like Trelane was the first creature like that we'd seen, and they didn't know what the hell to make of him. Now, if he had already been on the Enterprise in Strange New Worlds, why didn't they know about that 3 years later when, I mean, Kirk's even in this series? How does he not know about Trelane? Unless like someone said he's going to snap his fingers and make them all forget. This doesn't make any sense, unless, of course, this is an alternative universe like we all know it is, but they still insist it isn't. So if they're going to insist this isn't an alternative universe or even an alternative timeline, because they seem to be contradicting that when they even showed that in their own show, I just don't know how they're going to make this make sense and explain how they're going to have Trelane in the show. And like I said, why? You've only got 10 episodes a season. Do new stories. Why on earth? Maybe if you had 26 episodes a season, maybe you'd have enough time to do 1 or 2 throwbacks to the original series or something. I mean, it took Next Generation, I think, 3 years to do one. But you're having like 3 a season out of 10 episodes or something. It's like ridiculous. The only hope, though, is that there's a suggestion that the ridiculous shots of them dressed up like they're knocking off Star Trek, but doing it like it's so backwards. It's like 40s or 50s serial, which I'm not saying is bad, but in the context of it's supposed to be the 60s and have progressed, then it looks regressive by basing it on that. Because someone asked me what's your problem with that, and I'm like, I don't have a problem with that. And it's like, the thought is that maybe Trelane is putting them in these weird scenarios, and they maybe have to actually like do a mission or run through a situation in that context of being in some sort of backwards idea of what they are. So like, I don't know, that at least could just, maybe it's just a scene in a Trelane episode where he's just clicked them into another reality, or they're just going through all these different things. And that would be a way to have fun with those sort of scenarios and things that we'd never be able to have in an episode, because it would be stupid to do that. And I'm hoping that's what it is, not a whole episode where they're basically dressed up like, serial 1950s serials, but it's like 60s Star Trek, and they're just trying to make it look really out of date. Like, we could never have that aesthetic or those designs or that look or any of those elements that were really in a 60s show in our show now, because it would look so outdated when it actually would look more sophisticated, because those designs were more sophisticated and more modern than what they have in the show now. But people just don't understand technology and so forth, and they're, the R word, which I can't say even though I am one. But yeah, so this is just why again are you doing something from the original series which you are just going to mess up and piss off fans? I thought the whole point of doing a reboot show was getting away from all that, so you didn't have to deal with this stupid old Star Trek show, this old silly old Star Trek, this old sci-fi show, this like stupid thing that these people that you hate so much. You're trying to get away from it, but then you keep running back to it. and just messing it up, and then we hate you even more for it. Like, I just don't understand why. And maybe I didn't want to see it. Maybe when I watched the trailer, I didn't want to see that it was Trelane, because I didn't want to have to think about that, because now he's a Q apparently, and it's like, oh. Just breathe. It's only two and a bit more years, and we don't have to deal with it anymore. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of them just going back to the Star Trek well again. The Star Trek well that they say is so vile and disgusting and poison, but yet they keep going back to it and drinking. I'm going to go. Bye.